Hi, want to share something. I've been gluten-free for probably 12 plus years. And when I used to get cross-contamination or get like accidentally have some gluten, I would be down. Like my blood, I have autoimmunity in my gut lining, which also affects my blood. And so I really felt like my blood was bruised. Like taking a shower was unbearable because the water hitting whoa, hitting my body really felt like stabs because of my blood felt bruised. And then the brain and mental fog was like out of line, off the charts, not okay. So I've become really strict with my diet, and knowing that what I want to share with you guys is knowing that when your gut is in full integrity, that these reactions are not as bad. There are things that you can do when this cross-contamination or something happens, but I'm super, like, I was just sharing with a friend and a client the last couple days how I'm super excited that like I'm able to have such a strong gut lining that if this cross-contamination happens, I'm not down for the count. And this actually just happened to me yesterday. So I wanted to share what I did. Well, obviously I always keep my gut lining solid, like super tight. That's a must. But I definitely had somebody, my bad, waiter, I said, is I would like the gluten-free option. Also confirmed, like, are these cornbread croutons gluten-free? Because normally cornbread is not always gluten-free. And, corn is definitely an inflammatory marker for most people, but I feel like my gut is in integrity that I can have it right now, because a lot of times, just so you guys know, here's a tidbit. If you're sensitive to wheat and gluten and your gut is in a state of inflammation, a lot of times your gut cannot tell the difference between corn, rice, and gluten. It's molecular mimicry, and that's like, you're like, oh no. But when my belief and what I've seen with my patients is that or my clients I should say, is that when your gut is in full healing stage and not in a state of inflammation, you can kind of reintroduce, not all the time, but reintroduce some of those things, and your gut's not going to attack and notice them as that molecular mimicry. So anyways, I definitely had gluten yesterday. So what I did is I came home and I immediately took, which I've talked about before, the Wheat Rescue. This is from Microbiome Labs. It's amazing. It's basically a digestive enzyme that helps to break down gluten, and it also has some proprietary like probiotic blends that help support the gut and reestablish that flora in the process, which is important. Then I waited a few hours and drank a bunch of water, and then I took some upgraded. It's basically, this is bulletproof, but it's basically coconut activated charcoal. So it's activated charcoal made from charred coconut shells, and this is something that you can take. It just is kind of like a binder. So activated charcoal binds to some toxins. I'm sure you've heard of this before when they pump your stomach. So I took some of these, and like away from my Wheat Rescue, obviously I waited a while. I took these right before bed, down some water so that it can just kind of bind to whatever's, like left. And then also what I did was I had some mineral water, and this doesn't look super pretty because I didn't put it in a pretty jar. But if you can see, this is actually in my favorite pickle, my favorite pickle jar. So we're not talking about pickles, but I'm sharing. These are true Smoke and Mary mix, like basically pickles made with black pepper infused juice. But anyway, what's in here now is dandelion vinegar. So pick some fresh dandelions, which are always abundant in the yard, and mix them with some white vinegar and some apple cider vinegar and let them ferment. So took a shot of that inside some mineral water, which also is like sparkling mineral water, which is like super refreshing, and it just, you know, let's get that liver support going. So that's what I did, and woke up this morning feeling pretty good, So wanted to share that with you guys.